It was supposed to be a peaceful Saturday afternoon when I took my old paddleboat out for a slow cruise on the lake that stretched behind my home, a lake I legally owned after purchasing the entire stretch of waterfront property 5 years ago for conservation and family recreation. But trouble started when the HOA president, Karen, as everyone not so lovingly called her, spotted me from across the shore, shouting that paddleboats weren't allowed, even though her authority ended at the community park fence, and I reminded her that I didn't fall under HOA rules. She screamed about safety and community aesthetics, then stormed off in a huff the next morning. I woke to black smoke rising from my boathouse. Racing outside, I found my beloved paddleboat burned to ashes. The fire department confirmed arson, and I knew exactly who was behind it. But before I could call the cops, they arrived at my door, responding to a complaint that I was trespassing and operating unregistered watercraft. I calmly showed the officers my property deeds, lakefront rights, and even the original purchase contract, proving full ownership of the land and the water access. The officers were stunned, apologizing, and even taking notes for a report. When Karen barged onto my dock, demanding I be arrested, one officer sternly told her that not only was bioized, but she was trespassing on private property. Her face turned white as she realized the tables had turned, and it got worse for her when the fire marshal began questioning neighbors and found surveillance footage showing her and 2 HOA board members sneaking onto my property the night before with gasoline canisters. They were arrested for arson, trespassing, and filing a false police report. The neighborhood buzzed with shock as the truth unraveled, and I quietly rebuilt my boathouse, adding 2 new paddleboats and a private dock gate for good measure. Karen and her gang faced hefty fines and lawsuits, and the HOA held an emergency election to replace its leadership. Now, every time I paddle peacefully across the lake, I wave at the neighbors who cheer me on, and I can't help but wonder what made Karen think she could bully the man who owned the entire lakefront, especially when all I ever wanted was to enjoy it in peace with no drama. But in the end, I got justice and a better neighborhood too.